Okay, so hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. A little earlier I did a video on follow action, and so now I have these clips here for that have the follow action set up so that if I select them all, I can see in the launch tab here that they are set to legato, and that every half a bar they are set to trigger any, right? I could set them to trigger other, so there would be more randomization or more variety rather, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it the way it is, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some more applications of this. So I'm going to Shift Control T here to give me a MIDI track. I could actually use a MIDI track here. What is this? It says external instrument. I was using something. Don't know what that is. I'll get rid of it. So now I have a bunch of MIDI channels here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my instruments. I'm going to grab an instrument rack, as usual. Instrument rack. I'm going to put that over here on this MIDI channel, and then I'm going to fill it up with a bunch of instances of different devices. So first thing I'm going to do actually is I want this to be an arpeggiator track. So I'm going to go to MIDI effects. I'm going to drag arpeggiator down there. So it's going to give me an arpeggiator. And I guess I'm going to go to my plugins. Should I go to plugins? I said I was going to try to keep this within live as much as possible. So I guess I'll start with some instruments. I'll throw an analog in there. Boom, 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 boom. All right, now I have this arpeggiator here. If I hit an F note, okay, and that's what it does. And if I open up the instrument rack here, you'll see that I have the analog here. Instrument note, I have it set to 1/8 notes as a rate. Raise that up to 1/16, and I'll give it a couple of steps. Okay, this means that every time it triggers a note, it's going to go 2 more steps, and these steps here are determined by distance down here, and that's 1 full octave. So now each time I hold the note, I'm just going to hold F. It's going to go up in triplets 2 octaves. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that instrument, and I'm going to Control D it to duplicate it within the rack. Boom. And this time I'm going to set this to rate 112, and I'm going to change this analog to maybe something in piano and keys. I'm not going to audition these, okay? I'm just going to grab something. Dual Osc, that's good. And then I'll take that one and I'll Control D that. Boom. Come on, come on. It takes a while with the screencast software, especially only having 4 gigs of RAM. I'm going to go down to 1/8 on this one. I'm going to make this one go 5 steps. And using the hot swap feature here again, I'm going to change that instrument to a plugin because I'm tired of dealing with this crap. Old School Alchemy, it's one of my favorite plugins. This is the Alchemist's edition. And this was the last of the Camel Audio versions of Alchemy before they sold out to Apple. So that's pretty cool. That's taken a long time to load. Maybe I should have chose something different. And waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Oh, there it is. Whoa. Come on, Al. All right, I'm just going to grab a preset because I don't care. Leads, pads, strings, synth. Oh, synth. And I'll grab something pop star. Hopefully this doesn't have an ARP on it. If it does, it looks like it does. I'm going to turn it off. Okay. All right. Off. Yeah. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, that was kind of a pain to duplicate. So I'm going to duplicate this Dual Osc again. Like that took a long time to load, so I don't want to duplicate that one. I'm going to drag that one down here. So, and this one, I'm going to set the arpeggiator to con and diverge. I'm going to set it to Oh, we'll do this one at 1/16 again, like the first one. And this time we'll set the steps to 3. And we'll set the distance to, well, I wanted to do fifths. I don't want it to give me some strange stuff, so I'll leave it at that. And I'm going to hot swap this instrument out for a different plugin, not Alchemy. Instruments, how about Zeta plus 2, which I love. Oh, I don't want to do that because it's in hot swap mode, so I'm going to wait for that to load. All right, so now, oh, I probably should have selected something besides that first. How about keyboards? And I'll grab Polysynth Piano. Never heard it, don't know what it sounds like. Okay, now it's playing all of these, right? So I'm going to go to the chain. I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to grab them and stretch them out. And I'm going to distribute the ranges equally, just like we did with the bass thing we got going on here. And I'm going to map that to macro 1, so I can select the chain here, just like we did before. This time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my plugins. And actually, I'll go to audio effects first. Oh, I don't want hot swapping any longer. Go into the audio effects, and I'll grab an auto filter, and I'll put that on the dual OSC. And I'll grab an erosion, and I'll put that on the analog. Yep. And then I'll go into my plugins, and I'll grab, let's see, effects. I'll grab a D-Blue Glitch 2, and I'll put that guy on the Alchemy. No, I'll put it on the Zeta. And then, yep, what I'm going to do for this glitch instrument, oh, come on, come on. Is I'm going to randomize the effects, and I'm going to go to modulator because it's a pain. I'm going to turn it all the way off, and I'm going to turn the mix down to about 65%. And then I'll go to, let's see, what else? What other good stuff? Fracture is amazing, also freeware. And where do I have on Alchemy? I don't think I have anything, so I'll put Fracture onto Alchemy. All right. Now, in Fracture, I'm going to keep the dry and wet about halfway, turn the level up, and I'll grab any preset. Ketamine Pigeon, that sounds great. And I will also hit the random button. So now I'm going to play. Actually, I'm not going to play anything. I'm going to take this MIDI clip from the bass, and I'm going to hold Control and drag it over. On an Apple, you would hold the Apple function. 1 second. Excuse me, frog in the throat. So I'm going to double click this, which shows me the MIDI notes. I'm going to say, click Control A, hold Shift, and go up. Well, let's see, about, that's quite a bit of octaves there. And let's listen. Turn that down just a tad. Okay, let's mess around with this, with choosing these instruments using the chain selector over here. Okay, honestly, I think that Alchemy is problematic, so maybe I should have auditioned some of these. Come on, buddy. Not responding, not responding. Oh, live, you're stupid. Yeah, especially, this guy, definitely. How about DigiCrystal? Fine. Loading, loading. And Oh, it has a lot to do with volume. Oh. There we go. Okay, so now I have this guy here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control T and make me another audio track just like this one. And I'm going to record some more clips, all right? Now the first thing is that this guy needs to be changed to a different color. I'm going to open up the I.O. I'm going to make this track 4 accept audio from track 3, just like before. And I'm going to turn the sound off. Now it's not going to get the reverb because that's how send and return tracks work. So I'm going to have to crank the reverb up over here. Right, no problem. I don't even have to do that now. I just want to do it now so I can remember. And what I'm going to do is instead of making a huge one and chopping them up like I did over here, I'm just going to trigger them one after another, which you'll see how I do that. And first, before I do that, I want to go to the instrument here. And I guess I can mess with the chain selector myself. So yeah, we'll do that. That's what I'll do. Is I'll get all 4 of these at once. Okay, so I've already gone too long on accident. Okay, these aren't quite as different as the first ones, right? This guy here, I did 2 of them, so I will chop that sucker in half. Yep, and duplicate. Go to the next one. Grab the loop bar, Control up, and I'm going to grab the follow action here for all of these, and I'm going to set it just like the other one. Okay, global. Every 2, every half bar, and I'm going to set it to any. I'm going to grab all these. I'm going to change all of them to match this color. And this guy here, I no longer want this instrument just because I want some variety. So I'm going to hot swap that out for a plugin. How about boom? Firebird. Firebird is amazing. Another freeware program. I use it all the time. Okay, Firebird. Let me grab a. I'm just gonna grab a lead. Fire Raver and turn off hot swap feature. And I'm going to stop all clips. I'm going to turn this record action off and turn that one on. Let's listen. How about I grab an arpeggiated one over here too? What if they're... Oh, that's terrible. Okay, I will set that here. I'm going to bring all of these down a little bit, and I'm going to bring that one up, and I'm going to trigger this, our original bass loop here. Okay. As soon as it comes around, I'm going to trigger these guys. Okay, so I'm going to turn him down a little bit.